Okay, there's something wrong with Star Wars, and I mean really wrong, because Disney bought the rights, and then they made the the, the sequels, which everyone knows are pretty much the entire planet can agree is are terrible, truly terrible. So, well, I'm not trying to be yelling at all the sequel fans if there are any, and I'm not trying to blame Disney because Disney's great. It's just they really screwed up with Star Wars. So, what do I think is next for Star Wars? I think there's about three options paths it could take. I think it's most likely going to stay in the hand of Disney. Disney, we've only got one of these scenarios where it doesn't go to someone else. Where it does go to someone else, which is I think it should go back to George Lucas. That scenario, because I think that he made the movies great, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I think that would make a lot more sense for what's likely to happen, probably, or will make sense really, is for, and it might happen, so still might happen, is for like a company that's experienced in this thing, like one of the studios that's worked on Star Trek, or maybe even a big actor from Star Wars, because, well, obvious reasons. They understand, I mean, the companies that have worked on Star Trek understand sci-fi and how it works and how it's good really well, but like a major actor like Samuel L. Jackson helped direct and write the next Star Wars, then I think that if it was right to stay in Disney, if they hired him to help direct and write it, I think that it could turn out really well, and maybe even see Mace Windu again. And because I think he could have survived after that drop, because we've seen Jedi's survive long falls like that before. So, yeah, so it's quite likely that it would just stay in the hands of Disney. I think that that's still a possibility, that it could go to another sci-fi company, or perhaps a major actor, and not just one that's major like Star Wars, like Mark Hamill, someone that's major for everything, like Samuel Jackson or Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford was also Indiana Jones, and like say the word like Harrison Ford's like a word. It's so famous. Same with, well, maybe not quite, but still. Samuel L. Jackson though. Samuel L. Jackson, like Barry Lethal. He saw Pulp Fiction, Star Wars. I've actually never seen Pulp Fiction, but I'm pretty sure it's like 18 plus, or actually maybe it's just like 12 plus. I don't have no idea. Anyway, but I've seen Barry Lethal, and I've also seen, of course, all Star Wars movies, um and just I've seen a lot of his movies. He's been in a lot, and when blowing the door open. But yeah, I think that at more likely maybe Avey, and that a good course like scenario for what's next for Star Wars is that perhaps they'll try making like three movies based around a certain character, or like three more movies based around three different characters. Perhaps I think that'd be quite cool to see three different major characters and their backstories, and a movie that continues on for each other. Because we've got a quite young character. Now we've got a kind of not as young character, and we've got a very old character, and then they can. And so yeah, I think that it's probably most likely that Star Wars will continue making backstories, but I think that seeing movies like these backstories would be quite cool, and perhaps that like go after each other. So you've got like a young character, kind of middle-aged character, and an old character, and we start at the old character, and then we continue until the next character's got their story, and then the next character's got their story. But I think that whilst that's quite likely, I think they'll probably just turn out in the TV series. But currently, the course Star Wars has gone, make three films, take about a 10-year break, make three more films, take another about 10-year break, make three more films, take another about 10-year break. And so far, that has worked pretty well, of course. And so far we haven't felt that we're lacking in Star Wars, kind of. In between it, maybe like release like the Clone Wars, the animated movie, and of course we've got like I've had not that in between Clone Wars animated movie during one of the three movie things. But like recently we've been getting like Disney Plus, us short films and TV series, but yeah. Okay, so basically, yeah, I think that probably it'll just be Disney Plus stuff, a lot of Disney Plus stuff, and I think that's all going to get kind of going on, and maybe some like full scale movies for the next three. And in 2029, if we stay on schedule, well, I'll be 18 then. I'll be able to watch Pulp Fiction if it is an 18 plus. I wonder if it is an 18 plus. Anyway, yeah. So basically, but most likely we'll cancel plus stuff and maybe get some 3 spin-off films. But yeah, whilst I think that maybe. So yeah, whilst I think that it will probably just continue on with like Disney Plus stuff and like until 2029, still on schedule for or Star Wars films. Well, I'll be 18 then. I'll be able to watch Pulp Fiction if it is an 18. Maybe it's probably a 15. But yeah, and we'll probably get 3 spin-off films, and we'll probably all be angry. But let's move on to possibility for scenario 3, which is probably what I'd like most. Sorry, I'd like the first possibility 1 most, the second most. Anyways, possibility 3 is more likely than no and most likely. That's like possibility 3 I think is most likely, and it's probably my second favourite scenario, like in the one of the 3 that I'm describing. Let's get 3 more major movies, but we will completely just like continue on the whole storyline, and hopefully it'll go back to good. But that's what I'm saying. If Disney continues making them right to go back to Samuel L. Jackson, which is that Star Wars will basically continue its story, but now I think that it would be good if I don't know, Disney really made a mess of things. They didn't leave any room for another Star Wars franchise to be good. But I think it's probably quite likely that we'll have it be like, I don't know, but yeah, probably we'll see like a new Jedi, maybe 2 new Jedis, maybe 3 or 4 new main characters, and a new kind of branch of the storyline, but kind of a branch, kind of not a branch, because I think that we'll probably see some stuff to do with maybe the remains of the First Order. But I think that seeing the remains of the First Order perhaps, and a combination of I think that seeing maybe a battle droid that's been corrupted, but because they were already bad, but kind of turned into their own thing. They had to just follow orders, and maybe them leading or like an old battle droid from years ago was broken, but it's kind of coming back, or maybe and we'll kind of gather an army, or probably maybe probably an old stormtrooper. That's probably quite likely as well, having an old stormtrooper come back, and it turns out that they're really, 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 really powerful. And I mean they've become a Sith Lord. Although having Captain Phasma as well would make a lot of sense. That they didn't die from the fall, kind of. And Captain Phasma could come back really powerful, more powerful than they were before. Because this time they've got extra technology and 3,000, 5,000 stormtroopers following them, and that army could grow. And then I think that would be cool if they would just try and do evil things, and they maybe have a Sith Lord. It'd be cool if we had clones of other Sith Lords. It would be cool if we had they got lightsabers, because lightsabers can still be used as weapons, even if you're not a Jedi, just not really particularly well, and you can't use the Force with lightsaber, or of course Sith Lord. But Sith Lords of course, they like clone the Sith, or just clone anyone, like clone the Stormtrooper. Cloning a Stormtrooper would be good. And then they all had lightsabers, or because they all double-ended lightsabers, but before it was lightsabers, and they would just use them as like weapons. We had like 10,000 of those, and then that would be like 20, and then that would be like 50 leaders. And Captain Phasma probably wouldn't become a big threat until like the second or third movie. For that, you just have like a superior one of these clones, be it. But yeah. Okay, so basically, that's what I think is most likely happening next to Star Wars. Probably by 2029, about 2029. And maybe we're lucky like 2028, 2027. I think maybe 16 or 17, but yeah. I think that those are good possibilities. Sue me. Do not. That's a cliche joke. Anyway, yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.